Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister, has not gone so far as to say the war is over. In your view, is the war between Israel and Hamas over?
The war is over. The war is over, okay? You understand that?
Mr. President, is the ceasefire going to hold? Are you confident the ceasefire will hold?
Say it.
Are you confident that the ceasefire is going to hold?
I think so. I think it's going to hold.
US President Donald Trump is about to head to Israel, where he'll oversee the final hours of the hostage exchange, before then heading on to Egypt, where he'll lead an international peace summit. Meanwhile, his Israeli counterpart, Benjamin Netanyahu, has given remarks this morning praising the IDF and the families of hostages. He also issued a warning that Israel's campaign against its enemies is not over.
I will not remain quiet until I bring them home. I would like to thank the IDF soldiers, the security forces, the bereaved families who lost their dearestly beloved. Those are the heroes who they bear the pain of them in their hearts and in our hearts. But I'd like to tell you that wherever we fought, we won. But to the same degree, I must say that the campaign has not ended.
Leaders from more than 20 countries, including the UK and France, will converge on Egypt for a global peace summit. Nick Robertson has more from Sharm el-Sheikh.
Well, President Trump will really be arriving into a picture-perfect setting. Sharm el-Sheikh, known as the City of Peace, the Egyptian presidency here describing this as a peace summit, saying more than 20 different leaders will be invited. We know that the French, British, German, Italian leaders are coming. The Emiratis will be here, Qataris, Turkish, Jordanians, Indonesians, Pakistanis, a number of other leaders also expected here. And on the agenda, so much focus on phase one, the prisoner release, the hostage release, all of that. By the time President Trump gets here, will be in motion. It'll be happening. And what the leaders gathered here will want to do is use the momentum of that phase one to drive through phase two. And one of the most important things on phase two is the international stabilization force to go into Gaza to provide the stability. How big is that force going to be? What countries is it drawn from? What mandate does it have on the ground? Will it have a UN stamp of approval? All of these are outstanding questions, but their role is huge. The deal for Israel is that Hamas Gaza is no longer a threat to Israel. So the Israelis will be looking at that stabilization force, making sure that Hamas doesn't have weapons, isn't able to exploit its tunnels. From a Palestinian perspective, they'll be looking at that stabilization force to make sure that Israel withdraws back to the periphery of Gaza, to make sure that that peace and stability continues, to make sure that the humanitarian supplies can get through safely. And the other piece of the picture going forward for Gaza is that technocratic Palestinian body that will emerge. Again, questions how that will happen. So all of those are the topics that would be expected to be addressed at this summit. There will be a signing. Precisely what is signed, we don't know. I think one of the things we can be absolutely sure of, President Trump will arrive here from Israel with the sound of applause for his role in the region ringing in his ears, and I think he's going to get a second and perhaps even more vibrant version of that in the room with all the leaders here, congratulating him for what is achieved so far. But part of that congratulations is all about convincing him to keep the momentum going, keep his engagement, and see through all the thorny details and issues to come.